All right, everybody, we are live. And I always have to hesitate to make sure we're live. Yeah, we're live. Happy Halloween, everybody. Today is October 31st. Hopefully everybody's home for trick-or-treating and all that fun. So I see two people that are dressed up right here. So, of course, the girls dress up and the guys don't. So
The guys are guys.
now that the Forest Fen season is kind of coming to an end, this search season is coming to an end for most people. We wanted to delve into a different treasure hunt. There are some caches out there that you may be able to find. They may be in your state. So welcome to our guest today. We'll go around the room. We'll do a short introduction in case there are some people there who do not know who these two are. You probably know Candy from the Forest Fen Facebook groups.
Hey guys.
How are you doing, K-Pro? We'll just go around the room.
I am doing great. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a gypsy. So those of you, thank you. My son was a banana. And so for the Forest Fenners out there, grab every banana, gypsy magic. That was our thing. So we had a blast tonight, and my kids got, God, maybe 15 pounds of candy. And so they had a really good time. But I do have to say my favorites were the ones that walked up that were like 3 and they could barely make it up. And they're like, happy Halloween, trick or treat. It was adorable. So I was the candy passer outer. So anyway, had a blast. So I know we've posted this a few other places, and there's some non-Forest Fenners. So I am K-Pro. I own a forum called Hint of Riches. We discuss all things treasure hunts, but specifically Forest Fen treasure hunts. That's our most active hunt. But yeah, we're splintering out a little bit because there is a treasure hunt that is a brewing, and it is catching fire. So I know the forums are very separate from the YouTubes that are very separate from the Facebook. So we thought we would let you know of this because there's one in my backyard. I didn't know it. So we thought it is time for all of you to know it. So we've invited some guests, and it's going to be a fun night. So we will all introduce ourselves, and then we have a few things to talk about Forest Fen-wise at the end of the broadcast. But today we're talking all things Candy and H. So over to you guys.
H, you want to start it off?
Yeah, go ahead, H. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Okay, I'm H. Charles Beil. I'm an historical archaeologist, and I've been a treasure hunter my entire life for over 50 years. So a few years back, I had this crazy idea. When I was out recording some information in a cemetery, I thought, boy, it's really a shame that all of these folks here in this cemetery are not remembered. And I thought, well, what's going to be my legacy? You know, and I thought, well, what better thing to do than go out and start burying treasures? So to date, we have 15 of them that we have buried. 4 of them have been found. These treasures range anywhere from about $500 to $30,000, and they're buried across the United States. And we're working on another one that's going to be really, really big.
Top secret.
I hope that my production guys won't object to me saying that.
So you say
So because 30,000 isn't big, so it's bigger, like
Bigger than 30,000.
More zeros than 30,000. This is okay. I'm writing this down.
And
okay,
you say you've been doing this for a couple of years now?
I've been doing this since about 2012.
Oh, okay. So more than a couple. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Candy, everybody Forest Fen related may know Candy from the Facebook
Hey,
groups.
guys.
Go ahead, introduce yourself, Candy. And how are you related to these treasure caches?
So I found out about H. Charles Beil and his caches through none other than Jenny Kyle and her wonderful posts on, mysterious writings. And I saw that there was the Theodosius Cache and the Woodsy Swamp Cache. So that was about, I want to say last year, I started looking into it. I signed up on the website and I got really into it. And then just a couple of weeks ago, I want to say like less than 2 weeks ago, I saw Charles was posting on the forum saying he started a new Facebook group. And if you get 500 members to join, you win an emerald. So I was like, I really want to help him out because I could do this really easy. So I started just posting everywhere, posting in Chino Connects, all different types of city connects, as well as my Facebook, your guys' pages to let everyone know, this is something really cool. he's giving away real treasure and you actually have a chance to win it. So when I did that, he was so humbled by like what we were doing, and he was so thankful that he sent me a little box and he gave me actual real gems. It was like the craziest, coolest thing. So I posted it so everyone could see. I was like, you guys, this is real. Like, there's no tricks or anything, because I know sometimes people see something, it's too good to be real. This is real. So he asked me to be an admin. He was like, you're doing a great job. Do you want to be an admin on my page? So I was like, heck yes, it's treasure, my life's treasure. So we just started getting the word out, and every time, 500 new members came in, we were giving away, another Emeralds win. And I told him, hey, if we reach 1,000 from 500, let's give away 2 emeralds. So it doubles the chances. So we started doing that. And then I started talking to him, hey, let's do other things for the can win treasure. Because not everyone, can go out to these states to get the caches and stuff. So all of a sudden we've got contests and different, like the coin contest and a Halloween costume contest going on. But we just pretty much made sure that everybody who's a member in that group has a chance to win something amazing.
Yeah. Well, and I'll say, you say, oh, I just posted it a few places. I think you already had the network, you're already super active, and you're already social network savvy. And so I have not only gotten, hey, why don't you consider this, but I've also gotten like a personal mission. I'm not this tech savvy. I know I've gotten 16 different ways, like, and I'm like, okay, what is this? When you see it once, you kind of just go, it gets lost in the noise. When you see it 4 or 5 times, then I'm like, okay, there's something happening, because I'm seeing treasure, I'm seeing stuff, I'm seeing there's actual things. You're talking about a legacy, lots of Forest Fen parallels. H, I know you're not a Forest Fen searcher, but some of the things that I think we're going to talk about tonight, I think has some parallels, which is pretty exciting. But okay, so let's now let's get into the what I call the who, what, where, when, why. Like where, H, why did you start this? There's lots of different caches out there all through the country. So those of you that are not in the Rockies, this is a little different. And then there's a big one to come. And so this kind of gets, but like, why did you start this? What is it? Why did you pick certain cities? How do you come up with the actual solves? Does anybody else know it?
Yeah.
How do you said buried? Is there only certain types of land? Like all of those questions. So I'll just kind of leave it to you to kind of pontificate to us.
Well, that's a lot. I'll tell you what. In this last week, Candy has given away over $10,000 worth of my treasure.
Wow.
Candy.
Yeah. It's easy to give away other people's money.
Yeah. Well, I want to give out the Facebook group, because I know there's people that are like, well, how do I get in on this? So I want to make sure I have it right. It is the Treasure Man Treasure Illustrated group, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
And I will post that in the chat for everybody to go join. And right now it is at 2,284. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Those are likes. It's at 1,489. So we need to get it to 1,500, right?
Well, 1,500, right? Another person wins an emerald that can be worth as much as about $3,000.
Nice. All right. I suggest everybody go
now,
there and
why
join
did
this
you
group.
why did you start that? You're just independently wealthy and you need money to go out to others, or you have a huge amount of emeralds that you found when you were treasure hunting? Like, how did this start? Like, this is a unique story. So tell us how it started.
A little of all of the above. As a family, we're a 7-figure, family. But as an historical archaeologist, I ended up starting the Treasure Illustrated website, I think in 2012, and reading, through all of, various forums, I came to the conclusion that about 90% of the buried treasure stories out there are a bunch of baloney. And that bothered me, And I thought, boy, this is terrible. You send men on epic quests looking for something that never existed. And I started thinking, boy, the millions of man hours have been spent looking for these various treasures. And, the fact I wanted to create a legacy, I think, everybody needs to leave their mark on the world. And what's mine going to be? I would love it if 500 years from now, people were out there searching for an H. Charles Beil treasure. knowing that it actually existed. So, that's when we started burying treasure. But I've been involved in this my entire life. From the time I was 5 years old. I grew up as a very, very poor kid, and they called me trailer trash. I lived in a rundown trailer next to a trash dump that the garbage trucks would come into. And when the garbage trucks would leave, I would search through that dump, and it was a huge dump, with a stick, because you had to beat the rats off, and find whatever I could find to send to the other, sell to the other trailer people. Now I was 5 years old, selling things, of value for a penny or a nickel. And I can remember one instance where I traded a gun that I had found for a watermelon. And then on my way home, the watermelon was so big, I dropped it and it smashed on the ground. And that still sticks with me.
So where do you get the coins and the gems and all these things that you put in these caches? Where do you acquire these items from?
Okay, a lot of stuff I have found. Other stuff was given to me by other treasure hunters in remuneration for using my boat that I had out on the East Coast. And then I have family that travels to Europe, and sometimes I'll give them some money and have them pick me up some gemstones whenever they're over in the Mideast or over in India. And, it's just an accumulation of over 50 years. I've never sold anything. So, this has been just a massive accumulation. And
so what got you okay, so in the Forrest Fen hunt, Forrest got cancer, and that kind of sparked him. This is where he wanted to leave his bones or leave his body, his favorite spot. What is it that sparked, you said you started about 2012. What was it in 2012 that said, I have enough now. I grew up humble. I now want to get, people out there. I want to do something and put these a little bit of everywhere. Like what's changed? What started this journey for you?
Well, pretty much, treasure hunting may have, I don't want to go this, maybe not this far, but it may have saved my life, because it was the one thing that has run through my life, for 60 years, was that I could always fall back on treasure hunting and be happy. And I wanted to share that with everybody else. You want to get these kids today who are behind their computers out of their houses, get them out in the field to experience history. And I used to teach history, but I would teach it from a completely different perspective, than most history teachers, because I was out there actually experiencing it, with boots on the ground, checking out these sites, bringing back artifacts, and getting kids excited about history and adults. So this was a way for me to give back to the community that I dearly love, and get other people involved to have the same sorts of experiences. And I get people every single day that either call me or email me or post on the blogs or forums, just thanking me for giving them this opportunity.
And
okay, so let's get into the what. So you now, 2012, decided to put a lot of treasures all throughout. So you actually have treasures that you have to go out and find. And then tell us a little bit about, you've developed riddles. Did you develop puzzles? What have you developed? How does someone get to them? And then how, when they find them, is it just theirs? Do they need to worry about any certain types of land? Any of that. So let's talk about, we've kind of got your background now. What does this look like now? We have a real live treasure hunt. We have 12 of them going on right now. So up to $30,000. So and one was discovered just in the last few days. So what is it that now it's the what is the treasure? How does somebody find it? What does that look like?
Okay, I did my first treasure hunt, and I called it the Lost Cache of Wolf Run. And the Lost Cache of Wolf Run was very close to my home. And I looked up some historical articles of what was going on, in this area in the 1800s. And one thing that I like to do is tie my treasures into something historical, either by sending folks to a ghost town where they're going to see something really cool, as far as the foundations in the town they've never seen before, or a story, an historical story. And that's what I did with Wolf Run. Now, the really cool thing about Wolf Run was that was 27 pounds of gold, silver, gemstones, and jewelry.
Wow.
It was very sizable. It was very expensive. I hid this and I thought, okay, here's my legacy. Nobody is going to find this.
And what state was this in?
I made it difficult enough that you couldn't find it with a metal detector.
Oh, okay.
So I figured that nobody would find it. And the great part of this story is that a father and son who had been estranged from each other found that they each had a love of metal detecting, and they got together. They searched for this treasure for 10 months. They were the ones that found it. And
10 months? They looked for 10 months for this thing?
10 months, like every weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. And I apologize to the son, if I'm saying something that I shouldn't, but his father passed away last Halloween.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's been a year. And he called me up and he thanked me for giving he and his father 3 good years together where they got to know each other. So some very good things come out of these treasure hunts. And I never expected to be found. I call him my right-hand man, Lonnie Lockwood, incredible person. Lonnie goes with me on every treasure hide as third-party verification, either he or his wife. I like to use third-party verification that these caches are in fact hidden or in the ground, so that there is no speculation. Everybody knows that we have an independent witness that saw this go in the ground. So anyway, Lonnie and I were out at a ghost town, and my wife called me and she said, hey, I got a guy that just called that says he found the Wolfram Cache. And I said, oh, baloney. I said, nobody can find that. Because what I did was I took this big tree stump, and inside the tree stump was all this wood pulp. And I dug down inside there and put the cache in there, and it was in a white PVC tube, and I figured, okay, well, they can't use a metal detector on this. They're not going to find it. Well, over the winter, the snow and whatnot had made this wood pulp settle down, so the top of the tube was sticking out.
Nice. How long was it out there before they found it?
Only 10 months.
Oh, 10 months. Okay.
Only.
And what state was that in? What state was that in?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania. Okay.
Yeah, and I had really mixed feelings about how I felt that I just lost a whole bundle of money,
right.
And I thought, this is actually a really, really good thing that just happened, because it validates everything that I'm about to do. That these caches are findable, they're out there, they're real, and so we just went on a hiding trip to start hiding these things. And what I'll do is I'll take a treasure out and I'll hide it somewhere, and then I'll look at the history of the site, or perhaps I'll look at the history of the site beforehand, to find where I'm going to hide it, because I want something of historical value to be there. So when people are out there looking for it, they're learning about the history, they're learning about the people, they're learning about the material culture of the area of that period.
Now, have you thought about, you said buried, so is the type of land something that you can actually dig and not get into any legal issues?
If I put the cache someplace where there might be an issue, it will not be buried.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
we have had 4 treasures that have been found, and none of those required a metal detector or a shovel.
Okay. And just to be clear for everybody, these treasure hunts are free, correct? You're not charging anything for clues or
Yes,
anything.
you can go to the group, the Treasure Man, Treasure Illustrated group on Facebook, and download the books freely, and you're in the hunt.
So,
Nice.
so these PDFs are kind of stories, and people have to figure out what the clues are. In other words, you're not saying clue 1, clue 2, clue 3. contained within the story, they have to kind of figure out where it is, correct?
Absolutely. And the one thing I tell aspiring treasure hunters, and I've told Candy this, I try to educate these people on treasure hunting. When an individual buries a treasure, they always put it in a place that they're very familiar with because they expect to go back and retrieve it at some future point. Now, these are historical treasures.
Right.
And to some extent, I also do that. I think it's just human nature. We place treasures in areas and locations that we're intimately familiar with. And you see that in Forrest Fenn's treasure as well.
I was just going to comment, yeah.
Yeah. So what you want to do is, when you're looking for a treasure, you want to learn as much as you can about the man who buried it, because that's going to offer some clues. Now, I do have some treasures out there that are totally irrelevant to me, completely. We have a new treasure that I'm working on the book for, and it's down in Tennessee, and it's called the Davey Crockett treasure. And, it has nothing to do with me. It was a situation where we went down there and we wanted to write the story about Davey Crockett, and because he's just such a phenomenal individual to study. I want people to learn about him as a senator. This was a man who was barely literate, and people don't realize that he was a senator. So we put this treasure in to commemorate him. We have a couple of other treasures that the books are being written on right now too. One is called Scotty the Pirate treasure, and that's a treasure in Pennsylvania. And I took a young man out with me named Scotty, and Scotty has a bit of autism, but this was Scotty's chance to shine. And now he's going to have a story written about him and a treasure associated with it, and with the intention that would become Scotty's legacy. In Texas, we have the Sonny Lockwood treasure. Well, the Sonny Lockwood treasure is written about Sonny Lockwood, and it will be his legacy. Hopefully, 100 years from now, people will look and understand who Sonny Lockwood was or who Scotty was. So I'm starting to make these treasures more personal, in a lot of instances than what some of the other ones were.
Well, H, we have quite a few questions from the room, so let me just start to get a couple of them out there. The first one is, how do you make sure that your treasures are not just accidentally found by somebody, that you have to actually find your solve and go out? How do you make sure just somebody doesn't stumble upon it and find it when they're out maybe hiking or something?
Yeah, these would be very difficult to find if you were just hiking. Even the ones that I say, don't require a shovel. Most of those you'd have to turn over a rock to find it, or something like that. So they won't be discovered accidentally.
And all the treasure is in the PVC pipe, or is there like a proxy item and they contact you to actually get the treasure?
No. All the treasure's either in a PVC pipe or an antique mason jar.
So the treasure is right there. People find it, they can keep it. Oh, that's great.
When they find it, in fact, the guys who found the Wolfram treasure, I called them, and Lonnie and I were talking to them on the phone, and they were still screaming, they had found the treasure. And I said, well, where do you live? And they said, over in eastern Pennsylvania. And I said, well, do you have something to open that PVC tube with? And they said, no. And I said, well, I guess this is going to be the fastest trip back home you've ever made.
Right. Nice.
Well, so here's a question. You had said people are interacting with you. So if somebody says, hey, we've done some treasure hunts. If somebody says, I think it's in Utah, and we've done very small ones, maybe a couple $100 with coins and proxy items. It's a couple, I think it's a state away, but I don't want to travel there. Will you help me? Do you interact with searchers?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. If someone contacts me and says, I'm in Utah, I think the treasure is in Colorado, I will tell them if they're correct.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
If they ask me, or if they say to me, look, I'm in this ghost town hunting for your treasure. Am I close? I will tell them, yes, you're in the ballpark, or no, don't even bother to look there. I don't want people going out there and spending a lot of money to travel across the country needlessly.
Okay.
Okay.
So how many active treasures are out there waiting for somebody to find them currently today that you've hidden?
Ooh, that's a good question.
11, right?
Let me think here.
Oh, that many, huh? 11?
Your marketing person is like 11. I can tell you each one.
It gets to be difficult to keep track of all of these.
Right.
Okay. We had one in Arizona. It has been found.
Mm-hmm.
We had one in New Mexico. It has been found.
Mm-hmm.
We have one in Texas that we're still writing the book for. So the clues aren't out there yet.
But the treasure is hidden there somewhere?
It's in the ground, yes.
Oh, we have a lot of listeners from Texas. Okay.
It's been in the ground for a year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. We had one in Missouri that has been found. I'll tell you what, these Southwestern treasure hunters are really good. They're taking me to the bank. Okay. We have one in North Carolina that is active. Yeah, the Theodosius Cache. It has not been found.
Yet.
There's a couple of people that are getting close.
We're going to have to download it and look at it, K-Pro, for sure. That'd be an awesome trip for you and your kids, yeah.
We've got one in Virginia that a couple of guys, more than a couple of guys, are really close. I know some guys have walked right over top of it, and that is active. It has not been found. We have one in West Virginia that's active.
AJ.
That is the Rogue Miner Cache, and it has not been found. Now in Pennsylvania, we have Scotty the Pirate Treasure that the book is still being written for.
Okay.
Then we have...
Okay, so Scott Conway's in the room from Pennsylvania. That one has your name on it, literally, Scott from Pennsylvania. Okay, keep going.
and then we have the Woodsy Swamp Cache that Candy is looking for, and Candy's close. Just from the clues.
Is that in California, Candy, or no?
No, it's in Pennsylvania, and I'm asking my poor boyfriend to go and look with me.
So do you have any?
Wait, so there is...
Go ahead.
Real quick, there is a question from Scott from Pennsylvania. He wants me to ask you if Scott Conway is right about Averil's house.
Averil's house? I don't know what that is.
Averil's house?
Yeah.
Oh, Averil's
I have no
house.
idea what that means.
That goes with the Outlaw David Lewis Cache. Now, with that, I only released a treasure map because I thought, boy, everybody wants to own a real treasure map.
Yeah.
So my daughter, Julia, is an artist, and I have her design my maps for me. And it's a really cool map. And so that's the only thing we released on that treasure. Oh. And that, I can't tell him where Averil's house is because that would be a dead giveaway as to where the treasure is. Anyway. But it's in a very interesting ghost town where the foundation and the ruins are just amazing.
Is it in a dangerous place? Somebody asked if any of the treasures are in a dangerous place. Because we have had, in the Forest Fen Hunt, we have had 6 fallen searchers, at least. So is there anything that you can give by way of, it's not underwater, it's not, any of those types of safety hints?
Yeah, now in the treasure books, I grade my treasures on a 5-skull system. 1 skull means there's absolutely no danger at all. And the one up in New York is a 1-skull treasure, the bootlegger's treasure. So there's no chance that anybody's going to get hurt. A 5-skull treasure would entail some danger, mostly environmental types of things like rattlesnakes, and bears, and strenuous hiking, that sort of a thing. I'm not going to, put you in danger needlessly. Although the one Candy's looking for, the Woodsy Swamp Cache, could be a bit dangerous.
It's a 5-skull, you guys.
Yeah, she picked a tough one.
Okay, so H, when you say we, let's be clear. When you say we have buried these, we have this, we have that. Candy's a searcher, so Candy is not part of the we that knows where these
caches. Part of the we. Yeah,
okay.
Candy doesn't know anything about these other than what she has deciphered from the books. When I say we, I'm referring to Lonnie and Amy Lockwood, who go out to verify the caches, and myself. And, Lonnie and Amy will bounce ideas around on how it should be buried or where it should be buried or the amount of danger that should entail. There are guys like myself out there that get an adrenaline rush out of the danger aspect of it.
Yes.
If I have to, climb a cliff or rappel down a cliff or do a Tyrolean traverse or something like that, that's all in the fun of doing this. That's the adventure.
Now, we've had a couple people ask, are there any in Michigan? We've got some Michigan listeners out there.
Michigan and Indiana. Those are the two we've got.
I know. You know what? I am going to really make a special trip over to Indiana to put one in that state because I have so many fans from Indiana that I really, really need to do something for them. And so
we're doing a Detroit meetup all in that general area because there is more forest fen hunters than we've done a meetup in, of course, the Rockies, which I don't count because they go anywhere from 20 to 50, huh?
She said she missed it. Yeah.
But we're doing one in Detroit. We did one in Las Vegas. We got a dozen people.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll get a dozen in Detroit, which just amazed me. Anyway, so
I have never done an inner city treasure, and that intrigues me. As well as the historical mansions in Detroit, they're just in ruins.
Right.
Well, you did put on the page too, H, that you did plan and hope to have at least one cache in each one of the states, all 50 states. And then you did say that you were planning on possibly going back to 4 that have already been found and recaching them.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly. A good idea too.
Exactly. My goal from the outset has been to put a cache in every state where they will be active all at the same time.
Okay. Well, now there is a famous quote on the Forest Fen hunt is 2 can keep a secret if one of them is dead. And so Forrest has said he's the only one that knows. Some people from the room say, you're saying we, how are you making sure that nobody else spills the beans? Like the David Blaine hunt, supposedly he told his girlfriend told someone that got into some legal situations because of that.
Not the David Blaine hunt.
Oh, that was Masquerade.
Yeah, Masquerade.
So how do you make sure that it sounds like the we is more than one. And so how many people know, and how do you make sure that they're keeping their lips shut and there's no secret audio recordings or anything of your discussions?
The only other person that knows where I bury these is my right arm man, Lonnie.
Okay.
And I would trust Lonnie with my life.
Lonnie don't talk. I messaged him yesterday just telling him about going to Woodsy Swamp, and he was just like, I wish I could help, but sorry, good luck. I'd love to meet you when you're down here. So he's right. Nice. He won't say anything.
It was funny, when Lonnie and I are out, I'll be talking to him and he won't say 2 words all day. And I'll say to him, hey, what's going on? Are you mad at me? And he'll say, no, you just talk enough for the both of us.
Nice.
Oh, Mike knows that feeling.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's a question. For those that have been a part of some of these different types of hunts, do you need to know ciphers? Do you need to know, is there a certain pattern or type of person that you need to be? Do you need to have an MIT doctorate? What is it about these hunts that help you solve it? Like, have you, again, I'm going to reference the Forest Fen hunt. A redneck can solve it. After 10 years, 400,000 searches, nobody solved it. Some people think maybe that's not the case. But for those that have been solved, what did it take to solve it? Do you have advanced ciphers? Do you need to have advanced math skills, statistician skills? Do you have to have a lot of history knowledge, any specialized knowledge? What does that look like for these hunts?
Let me sum all that up in just one sentence. What kind of clues do you put in your stories? Sorry.
I actually like that a redneck could solve it. If Mr. Fenn said that, then maybe I should get involved with this.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I was working on some of them, and one of them includes a cipher. So you guys, you do the ciphers, but you can look it up and see research ciphers to see what type of cipher he put out there, because Woodsy Swamp is a huge cipher, you guys. It's hard.
Okay.
But then other ones, he just plays with maps. So you get to look at maps, but he makes it where it's kind of purposely hard to read. So, I mean, if anyone out there knows how to overlay a map with a, new map, there you go. But he does stuff like that.
Now, can people read the solutions to the ones that have been found?
I have never put the solutions out there. However, some of the finders of those caches are on Jenny Klein's website talking about
Jenny
them.
Klein. Yeah, Mysterious Writings. Yeah.
Sorry. And actually, I talk to Jenny frequently, and I am going to take her on a hide with me.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. But they talked to her about how they found, these caches. And
the New Mexico one is posted on our Facebook group on who found it and how they found it.
Shiprock, right? Yeah.
No.
It wasn't Shiprock? I thought it was.
No.
Oh, then I had it wrong. Okay.
No, it was on a mesa. It was on a, some of these caches, it's funny because some of these caches I'm in such a hurry. When we went out there, my primary objective was to locate lost gold mines and find gold. And the guys I went out with said, hey, well, we're going to put a cache in Arizona. Why don't you put some along the way? And so I just ran back into the house and grabbed jars of coins and gems and threw them in,
Yeah.
And as we're traveling, we were just literally stopping on the highway saying, oh, look at that mesa over there. That looks great. We stopped on the highway. I jumped the fence. I scaled the mesa. And I buried it.
Wow.
And then I came home and wrote the story about it. Yeah. So
that's cool.
Now, are you okay with people? So there's a few hunts out there outside of forest fence hunts that have said, like we got one, they said you cannot put, even show what the items are unless you pay for it. So don't put it out publicly. There was another hunt that said, if we see anybody collaborating on forums, you're disqualified. Do you have any rules like that says, like if Candy and I wanted to start a forum and start discussing, hey, this one or that one, kind of like The Secret, is that okay? Is there any rules to the game when it comes to this treasure hunt?
No, there are no rules. As a treasure hunter, if somebody told me, well, you can't hunt here or you can't collaborate with this person, baloney.
I love it.
Right now,
I love you, H.
I'm looking for 3 different things. And I'm looking for what I refer to as a Smithsonian grade find. I'm looking for a series of 5 French forts that if I can prove they existed, I know they existed because I've got the documentation on them, but if I can prove that they existed, that would move the demarcation line of New France about 70 miles east. And that would be a Smithsonian-worthy find. I'm also looking for a lost Charles Lindbergh aircraft, and I'm looking for a whole bunch of colonial era cannons in 2 different spots in the Susquehanna River. And if somebody came and said, well, you can't talk to this historian about that, you're not allowed to. Do you think that would stop me? Or if somebody said, well, you can't hunt for that treasure because it's in a national park and that's illegal. And I knew there was a $10 million treasure there. Come on, let's be realistic.
Well, I think it's more so there was a hunt that was a very small hunt. And Mike and I purchased it because we always try to focus on and support treasure hunters. But we were told, don't put it on your channel and we don't want it out there. I didn't participate. I didn't use my time in that because I want to interact. I want to put out what I think and I want to be, and I'm okay if someone decides to do that. That's not the type of hunt that I would like to be a part of. And so of course we participated, which was great, but it wasn't something I wouldn't act illegally, but I would say if somebody says to me, if you are going to be disqualified, if you discuss it on your YouTube forums, etc., then I would say that's not something that that's not the type of hunt I want to be in.
That's not the type of hunt I would want to be in either.
Yeah.
So
where are you located?
I am in Du Bois, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And in a place that's actually called Treasure Lake. And so, you know, it may have been a Freudian thing when I decided to purchase here. Yeah. You know, the whole indication of treasure, but yeah, that's where we're at, central Pennsylvania, north central Pennsylvania. And
have you thought about doing a what I call searcher meetup, or a discussion, or a meeting of the searchers that are looking for your different treasures throughout the country? I don't know if that would be local to you or other things, or what you think.
Nearly every year we have a pig roast picnic here at the house, and everybody is invited.
Oh, cool.
So we have picnics where we've got 200 people here, you know,
Nice.
and a lot of them are treasure hunters out there looking, you know, for the treasures. And again, trying to wheedle an extra clue out of me to where they are.
Right.
It's always a great time. And, you know, I've made some great friends, you know, through these picnics, you know, and you know, it's just a lot of fun. But yeah, so, you know, we get this face-to-face interaction, you know, with people who are looking for our treasures.
So would you be willing, if, you know, K-Pro and Cowlazar, if they wanted to set up a meet and greet for, you know, trophies and people who are interested in the caches, would you be interested in joining in that?
Oh, yeah, I travel to various states. Yeah, I do speaking engagements, that sort of a thing, you know, to various clubs, you know, and, you know,
K-Pro, Cowlazars, and Candy. Yeah.
Yeah, Candy, set it up. So
I can't get around to everyone, unfortunately.
right.
You know, but I do my best.
So Candy, do you want to explain how the Facebook groups work? Because there's a couple people that are saying they have joined the group. Now, where do they download the stories at?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
how do they navigate that?
Caches, if you want to know the stories and download the PDFs for the caches, you go to the files in the Facebook group page. And
so on the left-hand side, it says files. I see them right now. Okay.
Yeah, see? And then also on the page, if you scroll down a bit, because we get a lot of posts, I put an entire section on all the caches that have been found so far, the ones that haven't, and then links to information that can help them with Jenny Kyle's site on Mysterious Writings, as well as the free PDFs there. And I have a forum started for people who actually went actively searching and have meet up with people or work as a team, because I'm one of those people. So because I've researched and I've got my own ideas, I reach out to people like Zach right now, Zach Crawford. He's actually out right now with his wife in a little town in Pennsylvania, looking for the
North Carolina.
So I can't say much because he'll kill me, but we were working on it for a bit, but then I decided to bow gracefully, and now it's all him. So you guys wish him luck.
So I will show the Facebook group right now. Go ahead, Kate.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I hear every 500. They're at 1496 right now. So that means out of the 115 of you in the room right now, 4 of you subscribe, because we're going to hold H to it. And I think that means they put out something else as a contest or something.
What happens if they when you get to 1,500 members of the group?
So essentially,
an emerald.
Yeah.
No, what happens is Candy's giving them an emerald that's going to cost me $2,000 to $3,000.
So everybody, all 1,500 people. Yeah, right. Well, thank you, Candy. I think on behalf of everybody, all 1,500 members are put into a random drawing. Is that how it works?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
He sits at his desk. I'm trying to find a way to help him to not have to do this part, but he sits there and types in manually every single member's name that joined, and puts it into a random Facebook picture, and he'll do a video, and it'll show you guys who wins, because it's not favorites, nothing like that. It's just a random choice pick. And last time when we reached 1,000 people, I said, hey, let's do 2 emeralds if you're okay with that, because we want to make sure everybody gets a chance. And, you know, more people in with 1 emerald would kind of be a little disappointing. So I was going to talk to H to see if he wanted to up the ante for 1,500, but that's on.
Well, and it's funny because it says it's at 1496 and there's 888 in the last week. So I think it says 888 because of Candy. So when I saw Candy starting to do this, I'm like, Candy, what do you think? Come on. And we started discussing. So, so come on, guys, 1,500.
The last emeralds were won by James Lytle of Illinois. You know, so we're getting some treasure out into the Midwest there. and also John Munford of Lincolnshire, England.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We had to hunt him down to let him know he won.
Right.
Yeah. So we're getting out there to have an international reach at this point, where people know that if they come to the group, that it doesn't matter where you live, you're going to have the opportunity to win some great treasure.
And when I go to files on the Facebook group, I see 6 PDFs. Are all 6 of those active treasure hunts right now?
Yes.
Okay. And which one of those is the North Carolina one?
The Theodosius.
Theodasia?
You see where he's going?
Okay. And we're going to download it. So you're giving us the okay to download that and do a show on that story. Show it and kind of like talk to people in the chat and go over clues and try and figure out where
Absolutely.
it is.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Talk to Zach Crawford. He's down there searching for it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how do you know when somebody finds it, or do they tell you what? I mean, if they don't tell you, do you have a way of checking on it? What does
That's
that
a good
look
question.
Yeah, there are instructions in the caches to call me, with my telephone number if it's been found, because ultimately we would like to replace these caches, so that, we know Arizona's been found. So my next trip out to Arizona, I will place another treasure out there so the folks in Arizona, can get out there and be searching.
Well, but treasure hunters are like shenanigans. There's at least one person a week that has found the Forest Fen hunt. Is there a way that you can, or treasure, is there a way that you can verify it, or are you going by the goodness of someone's heart that says, I found it, and here's my 15 minutes of fame, and aren't I the greatest person ever? And they have it. Not saying, but.
Well, obviously, they need to prove how they solved it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the folks that have found my treasures have called me on the phone, and they have posted pictures, of them finding it. So, we haven't run into that problem at all, with these folks, so it's been good.
Okay.
And you know what's inside, so they can prove to you they found it by saying what the contents are, right?
Yeah, and then, if I happen to be in the area where I have a treasure, I will stop by and check on it to make sure it's still there.
Okay. Any plans to do any on the western part of the country? California, Nevada. Okay.
Absolutely. This big treasure hunt that's coming up is called the Gallows Harbor Treasure Hunt.
But carefully.
Tell us about that a little bit.
But carefully.
Yeah.
Gallows Harbor is a very ominous ghost town. In fact, another body was just discovered there this week.
And what state is that in? Is that Pennsylvania as well? Okay.
Pennsylvania. And the storyline.
Uh-oh.
Oh, don't tell me my internet. Yeah, he'll be back. I think it's on my end. No?
I don't think so, because Candy and I are okay.
I'm right here.
Yeah, I don't know. Could be on my end. We'll see if he makes it back or not. And then a cliffhanger, everybody. He was just about to tell us all about the new treasure hunt.
This is just like Forest Fen. Maybe Forest Fen did it because he didn't want us to.
This is one that's not out yet, though, right, Candy? This is a future treasure hunt.
No, it's one that is a big talk in the works. It's going to be huge, you guys. It's going to be bigger than the 30,000 he was mentioning that's out there.
Wow, okay.
The cool thing is that he sent me the PDF to look over without the clues in it yet, right?
Oh, gotcha.
So I already am not going to look for this one because I already have, information that other people do not. Okay. But I posted a little snippet on the Facebook group page of the writing and what people can actually expect when they see it. So he's still, pretty much just trying to fine tune everything. And then he said later on, either November or December, he's going to go and hide the cache. But it's going to be huge, and I don't want to say much because he's not here, so I'll just wait for him to come back.
Oh, just say it. Just say it. We won't tell. Two can keep a secret.
You hit 1,502 members in the group, so that's awesome. Nice. And somebody in the chat just said you're the Dale Neitzel for H's treasure hunt, so that's a compliment. That's pretty cool.
Well, thank you kindly.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing this? The Facebook group and all that? Is it recent or?
We just, so I just got in on it about less than 2 weeks ago. I believe it was less than 2 weeks. It might have just been a week. Because the moment I saw that H was doing a new Facebook group and I was interested on doing one of the caches, I was annoyed because the main website where you go into treasureillustrated.com, it's down right now. So I was wondering, where can I go to find this? I want to find it. I can't look for Fen stuff right now. So I just started looking into it, and then I saw his post, and I was like, you know what? I have the power to bring a lot of people in, so why not? And it kind of just blew up. But another reason why it's so popular and people are loving it is because we genuinely are helping people, entertaining them, making the site fun for them, and giving them every opportunity under the sun to win some darn treasure.
Okay, so let me play devil's advocate for a second.
Okay.
So, you know, the Forest Fen hunt, interacting with searchers, they're getting secret hint. What land is it on? People can sue or get hurt. Have you given him, I think your perspective would be a really interesting one, have you considered these possible issues? Because I think when Forrest started it, because Sassy talks about back in the day, it was a few people that used to go over to Forrest's house and have a barbecue. I'm hearing so many parallels. Do you think that there's maybe 6, 7, 8 years from now that he might be harassed, have an axeman in front of his house, gets, you know, all of these things that maybe, I don't want to focus on the negative, but challenges that you could help him with that the Forest Fen hunt has really focused or had a lot of lately? Do you think he's already thought that through?
Well, essentially, I mean, if you compare H's treasure hunts with Forest Fen, you could tell that, you know, H is a lot more in tune with everyone who's looking. Like, he wants to help you. He wants to make sure you don't waste your time or money. He wants to make sure you don't get hurt. That's why he lists the skulls from 1 to 5. Okay. And obviously, if it's a dangerous one like level 5 skull, then you could probably talk to him. Maybe he'll tell you, if you have the right idea or the general solve, he could help you avoid situations where you can get hurt.
Okay, interesting.
That's and then I saw on the Facebook group that you posted some hints, or I mean some puzzles or some ciphers. Like, I answered one and got some points. So why don't you explain to everybody what that's all about?
Oh, well, Charles isn't here, but okay. So I'm a total treasure nerd. So everyone, when I first started, I put a poll in the Facebook group and I asked, you know, what do you think is the best treasure movie of all time? So we had Indiana Jones, we had Pirates of the Caribbean, A National Treasure, The Goonies. Well, just like I expected, everyone went crazy for The Goonies.
Right.
So I talked to H that night and I told him I would give anything if I was a kid to own Mikey's marble bag full of gems. And we started posting little teaser snippets. Like, I sent you that GIF if you want to post it on your thing. I should wait until he gets in the group.
Well, if he lost internet, he won't be back. So I emailed him and said, come back in if you can. But, you know, if he lost internet, then maybe he can't. I don't know. Maybe you can, contact him.
I'm going to message him to see.
So you're saying there's something you want to announce for tonight on the show tonight? Something that's going to happen in the future? Oh,
if
cool.
You want, just, if you could play that little GIF I sent you.
Let me find it. And a lot of the listeners are familiar with the Goonies because me and K-Pro did a proxy hunt related to the Goonies, and that was Dustin and Deidre that put those clues together in Astoria, in the actual area up there in Oregon, right? So, that was really cool. All right, I'm looking for it right now.
Yeah, I've been slowly, because I think a lot of people are just like, dang, this admin's like obsessed with the Goonies. I've slowly been building up the suspense to let everyone know that it's coming. There's going to be something really big in regards to the Goonies. And,
if you're a treasure hunter and you have an issue with talking about Goonies too much, you need to go play Canasta and like go.
Thank you.
Like, are you serious? Like, I don't understand that at all.
If I show it, it's going to show what you put below it, which is what it is. So I'm not going to show it because it'll give it away what you were talking about.
You can show it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Show it. Show it.
And actually, I can't blow it up. Wait, maybe I can. Maybe this is wrong.
Maybe send it to me. I'll figure out how to show it.
Right. Let me hang on.
Let me see.
Yeah, over 1,500. Here comes a new emerald. You better get
That's awesome.
Subscribed now because we just went over the mark during this. Yeah. So.
Let me see.
I'm looking.
Trying to get him back in.
Okay, here we go. I will show it. Yeah, I'll show it in 1 second. I had to make it a little bit
Chris,
bigger.
don't worry, Chris. I didn't see the Goonies either. I had to see the Goonies once I became a treasure hunter in the last. Did I see it with you, Mike? I don't know. In the last year or two, I've just seen the Goonies.
I think it was on, and I was like, "Hey, this is the movie." I think you watched it when you went home. But all right, I'm going to show it right now. Okay.
Oh
you
boy.
guys won't be able to see it, but I'll show it. And it says, and then I'll read what you put. Okay. All right, here we go, everybody. So this is, remember the Goonies. This is the jewels in the bag. We will be giving away one Goonies bag. We will have the bag replicated to look just like Mikey's marble bag. Sean Astin will sign it, and H will be filling it with real life gems. So Sean H was Mikey in the Goonies, and he's actually going to sign it. That is awesome. And you're going to randomly give that away, or is that what the points are about? How's that work?
The points are pretty much in play. So first off...
Wait, I just gave away all my points. What do you mean?
Did you? You don't know. You haven't played yet, and you still have a chance.
Okay.
All right, so explain this for people, because now I'm confused about what's going on.
Okay, so the first thing I did was when I started posting about the Goonies, there's H. Hey, H. So I just announced...
Oh my gosh, I should have warned you. We are having a terrible storm here right now.
Oh,
we are
okay.
too. We are too.
And so our electricity went out, and I lost everything.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually going to blame that on Jason and Tucker Caps. So I hope they see this. I know they did that to me to sabotage this whole thing because I am not supposed to talk about this.
And that's when it cut off. It was a cliffhanger.
And that's when it cut off.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I covered just the stuff that you needed to know without giving too much away. So we basically just discussed that you sent me the PDF without the clues in it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I posted a teaser snippet on the Facebook page so people can have an idea of what it's going to be about.
Yeah, Gallows Harbor is about a family who flees Salem, Massachusetts during the witch trials. And it's a book of historical fiction, but there's a whole lot of fact within it. And the family flees and comes to Pennsylvania and ends up resettling in what at that time was called Sonny Harbor. Now, Sonny Harbor has a history of occult practices dating to Native America, and that's true.
Oh.
There have been multiple murders down at Gallows Harbor.
And they just found a body.
Yeah, they just found a body. And so this is a recurring thing down there with this practice of witchcraft and whatnot. So the book is the interaction between two families, the Hawthorne family, who were the justices up in Salem, and the Bradbury family, who escaped Salem. And we use that as the background for burying the treasure. You know, you've got the witch hunters and the witchcraft and the witches.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
So this
And I do have to say, I just got a thing that there's a tornado warning in my area, so I may go out too. But if I do, let Candy just give out all the hints.
So,
hey, I'm actually
Candy,
well reserved.
You're doing fantastic.
So will this be an actual book that we can buy, or will this be a PDF like the other caches? This big one I was talking about.
It's going to be an actual book because he spent, I believe, I think he said over 5 years, right, H, if you're still there? Okay, over 5 years writing this so far.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I have the PDF he sent me. Again, it has no clues in it. He wrote it without the clues because obviously he needs to go hide the cache first before he could go and put the clues in. But I'm telling you guys, I read this a couple of nights ago. Don't read it at night with your lights off because it'll scare the beast out of you.
Okay, so ghost story, witches. Yeah, that sounds awesome. All right,
Yeah.
I wish I lived closer to Pennsylvania.
That's a
I know one person that's going to be looking for it. Genetic Blend. That's her area, I think. So I know she'll be looking for it. Yeah.
Well, H even said he might put me in as one of the witches in the story.
Oh, now where would he get that from? I don't.
No, no, that's no. Okay, wow. So here's the synopsis of what I'm hearing, because we're so way over, but this has been fabulous, so I don't care. There has been some smaller hunts, $500 to $30,000 up to this point. A few of them have been found. They're all over the U.S., but there's many more to be found. Yes. But then there's some really big things that are going to be happening That's been kind of mysterious, probably purposefully. So we're not going to push because this is all friendly discussion. But it sounds like there's some really, really big things on the horizon. H works with his sidekick or partner
Lonnie.
in crime, and they have confirmed with each other to kind of keep it honest. These have been discovered, and so there is actual treasure that has been discovered and verified. So the hoax part should be reduced. And every 500 Facebook people, there's something pretty significant, I think, a couple $1,000 emerald or something. And Candy represents as well because she pushes it to have him push the line. Yeah.
Too, in the post H put, he said that he'll start off with emeralds. He also has rubies and gold bars and silvers.
Oh, wow.
So obviously, the higher the group count comes, the more leeway I will have to convince him to probably up the ante for you guys.
That's awesome.
So nice.
That's why we do it. And the Goonies bag, because he ran away again, so I guess I'll just tell everyone. So pretty much what I've been doing with the puzzles and everything is that I'm giving you guys opportunities to win points. So Charles came up with the idea that everybody, wants to be able to have a chance to have a piece of treasure. So you have the choice of either with if you have 50 points, you could cash it in for a coin and he'll send it to you. And they're coins from all over the world. I forgot where you put, it goes from like 50 to 100 equals 3 coins. 350 is a ruby, and then 500 points is obviously an emerald. So you guys, this is like $2,000 to $3,000 emeralds. So if you have 500 points, they'll send you one.
Well, and now, but you can donate it to others. Like I said, you asked me keep or share, and I said, why don't I just share it with somebody? I didn't even know what it meant, but I just wanted to give to others. What is that? What does that mean?
So it's a trick question. So I wanted to see who wanted to help someone and who was kind of in it for themselves. So obviously people who are like keep or I want to run away, I let them know, okay, well, this is the end of the game for you.
You just lost your point. That's hilarious.
Well, they still have some points. Like for some of them, if they get the question wrong, I told them if they wanted to play and they were wrong, they'd be off with their head. So a lot of people lost 25 points, but if they're just starting, they missed the one from last night, then they start off with 50 points. So if they get the question wrong, they have 25 points. So I say, do you want to still play or do you want to stay dead? And they'll be like, I'll play again. So they give me the answer, and if it's right, they get all the points back. And then another thing I did was, I think I pissed a lot of people off tonight, because whoever got it right, I just sent them a white rabbit image. And then I didn't respond to them after. And they were like, what's the answer? What did I do? And someone even started a poll saying, did you get the question right or wrong? So that means if you got a white rabbit, you're right, and you doubled all your points. So I have a huge list to go through, you guys.
I bet.
To get points with everybody. But I will be posting it tomorrow on the Facebook group to show everyone how many points they have. And whoever has 100 points or more, it's 100 points to enter into the Goonies marble bag contest. And again, like I said, the marble bag is going to be full of real life gems. So that's a huge prize, like a huge prize.
Well, as things grow, that's a full-time job right there if it's all manual. And it sounds like you're doing it manually. Wow. But so fun. I mean, it's interesting. It's ciphers and it's riddles, and it's exactly what treasure hunters want to do with their lives, because this is the fun stuff for them. This is the, let me go work on that for a second and then pop back. So good on you. That's fun.
Pro, did you want to read out the riddle? I like your voice best.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can bring it up.
I'll keep this thing active until, let's say, 11 o'clock tonight.
This current riddle? Okay.
You guys got till 11 o'clock tonight to send me the right answer. And the same thing goes with everyone. So the time when it turns 11 o'clock, all answers are going to be wrong. And then I'm just going to let you guys know how many points you have to cash in.
Is this the Storm and Adventure?
No, that was the first one, but
okay, that's the one for so that one's closed. Okay, so the one then that would be on Messenger. Hold on, because I'm so okay, this is the one that is many have noticed.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. So many have noticed I'm writing in rhyme. What is her problem? Has she lost her mind? I'm sorry, she said, shaking her head. Running was a fool's errand. You wound up dead. But wait, don't forget, today All Hallows Eve, where zombies and witches can give a reprieve. So here comes the fun part. The name I dare not say. Your winnings and points, they can all go away. My question to you, all monsters and fiends, who will be named winner? God save the queen. With claws and catch and jaws that bite, if you dare say its name, you'll be in for a fright. We're all mad here, so the story goes. Dress up and party, but wear your best clothes. To find the key, you must know what I know. Go ask Alice. She's here for the show. Lost in a book that many ignore is the answer to, and then there's
cipher.
A cipher. Or a bunch of letters that you must decide if it's a cipher.
I just don't know what the answer, what you're looking for. That's all.
Oh, can we talk? Can we talk? Okay. Go knock on death's door, and then there is a link. So I don't think it's an advanced cipher that's going to take you 10 or 100 years. But
the cipher solver.
Yeah, that's what the link is.
Yeah.
She's telling you how to solve it. So you come up with these on your own, Candy, or are you doing it with
Charles?
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yesterday I did the first one just out of fun because I wanted to bring you guys some fun for Halloween. So it took me like 10 minutes. But this one, I've been rhyming all day. So anytime someone sends me a message or an answer, I respond in rhyme. So.
Oh, that's cool.
That has to be fun for you. That's so awesome.
Yeah, that's a full-time job right there.
Yeah.
I've got 86 missed messages right now on Facebook to respond to later.
Oh, I bet.
This is like Forrest Fenn. He walks away from his email for a few minutes and he comes back to 100 messages. So you're Dale/Forrest right now. So, and I'm sure H is it's all gonna blow up. Automate as much as you can now before things get too crazy.
So H is a real life modern Indiana Jones, just like Forrest Fenn is. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
He even said
he's doing multiple caches.
Forrest Fenn because he's just intrigued by all his stories. I sent him the link about finding Leader 81, and he said, "Man, I would love to sit down and just talk with this guy. He sounds amazing." Right. So if Forrest is watching or anything, he should give him a call.
I sent Forrest the link. You never know.
Okay, this is a question from the room. Where do we find the list of all the treasures that can be found on the H. Charles Beil? Is there a website? I just got on.
It's the Files tab. So when you go
Facebook,
to the Facebook group, which is called the Treasure Man Treasure Illustrated Group, you can see tabs. It'll show announcements, things like that. Look for the Files tab, open that, and it'll have an entire list of all the caches that are yet to be found or have been found, and have the links and more information to help you search for them.
So I'm showing it right now. You go to Files, Treasure Man Treasure Illustrated Group. You go to Files, and you can download these PDFs and then read them and figure out where this cache is and go get it. And if you find it, you can keep it. Right?
Yep.
And those of you that don't know, I'm in North Carolina. I have not dove into this yet, but if you have a quick solve that you need someone, I have traveled for the secret. Obviously I didn't get it, but I will go kind of blindly and then send you whatever if I do think it's a legitimate solve. And so if there's a whole cache of stuff, I might want one little item. But for the most part, I just go because it's fun, because as you guys saw, my little 10-year-old with me, he's what we call a treasure hunter. And so he'll just say, "Oh, we're going." And so I'm going to try to dive into this quick, but it sounds like some people are already really in it. If you just need somebody local, I don't know how far it is for me, but it has to be, I'm from the state of California, where that can be a 10-hour drive. I'm not in a big state. So that means it's within a couple hours of me if there's one in North Carolina. I travel. Treasure hunter. Come on.
I'll send you my theory on that one, okay?
Oh, cool. All right. And K-Pro's in an interesting place because one of the casks for the secret is within driving distance, some people think. And now we have the Treasure Man cache. That's awesome. Now, Alice asked, what if you don't use Facebook? There is a website, but currently it's down. Is that correct, Candy?
Yeah, so he has over, I think he said last time I spoke to him, like 10,000 members, maybe more.
Oh, okay.
So he needs to go into the system and find that there's one member that it's like a virus or something that's throwing the entire page off. So I believe you could go to, Mysterious Writings for Jenny Kyle. Her articles are there, and she has a forum that's still active that will link you to the different caches you could work on. I'm trying really hard to bring this to Instagram as well for people, because I know
that'd be
people
cool.
don't have a Facebook, so I'm trying to work on Instagram too, and we're trying to think of other ways that we could reach out to people. But we know that everyone's really frustrated that there's not a lot of caches locally, especially in California. So we're working on that as well.
So on the Hint of Riches, there is an other section. I don't think people use it, but I'm going to download the North Carolina story. I'm going to post it on Hint of Riches, and maybe everybody over there can help K-Pro find where this cache.
Well, because we do have about 1,000 to 2,000 people that check it a day, and I will say, here's a funny story. I posted a picture on my avatar of Mike and I, actually like a couple, and I got like 30 people that were like, "Oh my gosh, you're a couple I never knew."
That's real new.
Well,
and this is in the last week. They don't watch the YouTube. They're not on Facebook, because obviously if you're on Facebook, you really know. And I just thought, how adorable are you? But we're really talking about standalone networks of people. I'm like, don't you Facebook? They're like, no. And I'm like, you don't go to the YouTube? They're like, sometimes I do, but I don't say the whole time. But that really showed me information does not travel between those different types of groups. So we have a huge amount of people. We got 3,000 people in one day, unique IPs, not number of hits. So I do think it'd be interesting to put it up on the forums, because I think that's a totally different, just like when I did a contest and I tried to get the Facebookers over to the forums and they couldn't figure out how to really navigate the forums. So I think they're just different groups. So, and the Facebook is well over, it's at 1508 now. So we are well over. It is time for a new contest or giveaway or whatever.
Somebody that's in the chat room wins that emerald that they're going to randomly draw. Let us know. That'd be awesome for you to come on the program and show us.
Oh, no, you have to give it to me.
Get it in the mail. Yeah.
Oh, I could show you my emerald. Do you guys want to see it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
1 second, I'll grab it. But just to let you guys know, so since the contest last time when we hit 1,000 people, we gave away 2 emeralds.
Right.
I'm gonna ask Charles to see if, since it hit 1,500, if we can give away 1 ruby and 2 emeralds or something a little bit bigger. So again, people have a bigger chance to win something.
Yeah.
Because we're not one of those people that say, sign up with us, pay for this, we're gonna make money off of you. It's like, here, take money.
It's all free. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let me grab that real fast.
And Ruby just happens to be my birthstone. What a coinky. All right. Okay, everybody. So let's do some of the announcements. We do have a meetup we say Detroit, but we're actually in Sterling Heights, Michigan. For anybody that's from Michigan, it's in Sterling Heights, Michigan.
Okay, and please do me a favor. If you want to talk about Detroit or if this area versus that area, and there's another searcher that grew up on 8 Mile, and she was like, I'm on 8 Mile in this. Where was Mike? I don't know. I know 8 Mile, and I'm proud that I know Detroit and 8 Mile and what Coney Island means. Message Mike. Mike loves messages. He loves emails. Send him extra ones. Remember, we talked about the love we need for Mike.
Wow. He sent you all that stuff for helping out?
Some of that is from Force Ben, too. So when I met him this summer, he gave me a few actual pieces of history from his vault. So this is the emerald that everyone can win. It's crazy. Like, I screamed when I got this. So
look how big that is. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the gem they gave in The Secret, which wasn't an emerald, but still, it seemed like it was that big. That's cool.
Yeah, and he has the paper where it says that these emeralds were in the group that he had the appraisal for, and they run anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000.
Wow, and he's giving one away for free. That's awesome.
There is a ruby, because he has the raw rubies, and then he also has I think they're called tempered rubies or something, where they're pretty and clear. So we're doing something with that pretty soon. So you guys want to look at the Halloween costume contest we have going on.
Okay.
And then this is a fire opal he sent.
Cool.
And then some pearls with some other stuff, and then a bunch of coins from all over the world. So I might actually help and let some people win that as well.
And if you go to the Facebook group, he posts a lot of the pictures of these things that he's going to be giving away. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah. That he has all this stuff is pretty awesome.
I did a video too. So if nobody like believes it still, I did a video where you can see the actual real life treasure. And I'm actually crying in the video because who wouldn't cry?
That's cool. So Sassy says, check your Facebook. She just sent you an answer, but you said you have 80
check
messages.
your messages.
So she will get to it, Sassy. She will get to it.
I know, and don't go to sleep tonight. You have work to do, Missy.
You should see me yesterday when I was trying to help with the first puzzle. I was up until 2 a.m. telling people if they won or not. And then, like we also do the coin contest, which you've tried before, right? So we do those, but those are a little harder. We have a new coin master, so it gets a little harder. I feel like it takes both of us because there's a lot of people trying to guess and they need more information. But I'm going to talk to Charles and see if we can do a ruby giveaway tonight.
That would be awesome.
2 emeralds.
He seems pretty adventurous.
120 people in the chat, so hopefully some new people have learned about, what he does in his caches. So.
Okay, so I invited my entire network of people on Facebook to, you can invite people, and it just keeps saying, such and such, just accepted, such and such.
Right.
I'm getting all these announcements.
You get a point for that.
Now you tell me.
I didn't know. Oh no, I got your friends, Mike. Don't listen to Mike's. Mike. No, but it gives me a little notification. They're like, "Bing!" This person just said, and I'm like, "Oh, what was it?" So, how fun!
Yeah.
This is awesome. So it sounds fun. I hope it doesn't get too serious and everybody keeps it kind of light and fun and all of that good stuff. This is great, and especially for the off season, I will say, Forrest Fenn, has my heart in treasure hunting, but that doesn't mean that we're going to vet, all of us, right? And so, but this is such a fun because it seems like it's it's not 1,000 years. It's like something that we can dig into. And again, I don't know if you guys heard, I live in North Carolina. There's one in North Carolina. Like I travel.
And what I really, go ahead, Candy.
To H to see if we could have clues given out too. So like, if someone's like right in the area, but they don't know where, if they want to cash some points for that, for like a special.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a cool idea.
Like that. So we have that. And last night with the first puzzle I sent you guys, I gave everyone a chance to win 100 points. So you guys got 100 points. I know that. And then
cool.
today, you had another chance to double your points. So some people are at 400 points right now.
So how do you know what your points are at? Is there a place for that, or do you put that out, or do you have to request it? Or
I'm gonna make sure I'm writing it down, and I'm gonna have it on the computer. So just in case something happens on the computer, will be set on paper. But I will have it posted in the forum under one of the tabs for the files, so that people can see and keep track. So I know if we lost their points, it'd be like hell to pay. So we'll make sure everyone gets the points.
It's gonna get serious quick. Well, when you're talking about thousands of dollar little gems and stuff, it's like the people are gonna get serious quick. So. Yeah.
So, and what I want to do is I want to download his PDFs because, Forrest Fenn marked his treasure by a blaze. But I want to see how H is given these clues. Like, how do I know where to look? Maybe I can see reading a story and getting in a general direction, but how do I know that's it right there? Like, is he using landmarks? I'm just interested to see what he's doing here.
It sounds like he's like just from what he said tonight, he's an historian because he's really into a lot of the history of ghost towns and this and that, and fun, like ghost towns and like bringing those two together. And it doesn't seem like it's super specialized. Like you have to know the history of it. It's like fun places, like go visit this coast town in the middle of North Carolina or this Emerald Bay or what.
Right.
Like
he incorporates himself in the stories too. So if you talk to him sometimes, he'll refer to himself as a third person. I'll be like, Beil wouldn't do that. Think of what Beil would do.
Okay.
Something to help everyone with the North Carolina cache. If you look on the map, there is a tiny, very faint dotted line. You guys want to pay attention to that.
On the map of the PDF that we download, there's a map?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, because I was one of the first people to notice that, and I sent it to him, and he was like, what? Wow. And then I was asking him, I'm like, I think this is the pirate, and I think this is his trail, because if you read the PDF, you notice something. It's not just what is right in front of your face, it's what's hidden. So just to help you out, K-Pro.
I was going to say, I've already gotten a couple people. I will go by messages in order, guys. They're like, can you go? Okay, hold on.
But Capro's keeping it if she finds it. Well, do we know what's in? I'm joking. Do we know what's inside the cache that's in North Carolina? Does he actually list what's in it? Oh, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay.
So it was 1,000 coins and
1,000 coins.
Never mind. Do not email me.
Imagine David opening that up. That's awesome.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It was 1,000 coins and 250 carats worth of gems.
Oh,
wow. 250 carats. So if anybody wants to help K-Pro keep this cache, you should send her some ideas. I'm going to download it in the morning, and I'm going to post it on the Hit of Riches. Maybe a group of us could collaborate and try and get her to go.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Now it's at 515.12, so it's just, I keep getting the little notifications.
I'm going to call from H, and he's going to be like, help, I quit.
That's cool. It's kind of cool, though. Yeah, tell him it's no big deal that he cut off. That's fine. You're doing a great job, Candy, as far as promotion. And,
Thank you.
With the Facebook group and everything. That's great.
That's awesome.
Well, does the chat have any more questions?
Any more questions, guys? I think I hit as many. Put at KPro so I can actually see it. All signed up. I'm ready to go. Okay.
Robin says a dotted line on a map is a trail or a railroad track. I don't know.
It is the path.
Oh, we're supposed to walk. Okay, interesting.
This is the path. And if you guys want to keep in mind, because I figured this out all on my own, and this is why I'm telling you guys, because it's not because I'm an admin or I'm helping marketing the the group page. It's because I figured this out, and then because I am a trophy and I want to find something just like you guys, I want to work together. So it's not centralized, inside information. It's just I use my brain and I figured it out.
So Candy, do they need to wait for acceptance? Because we have somebody in the room saying they're waiting to get accepted into the group. Do you have to do something to get accepted?
Do you have to approve them as an admin? Yeah, she's going to have a lot to do tonight, for sure. So do you know, in North Carolina, do you know generally what city? I'm wondering how far from Raleigh the actual city is. Do you have any idea, or you don't want to say? All right.
Yeah, okay, so I do, because you know how when H said that if you have a general portion of it found out, he'll tell you? I've got
so he can. Okay.
I have the town.
Is it northern North Carolina, southern North Carolina?
It's more inland. So
I was going to say that. Yeah, it's more of an east-west.
Oh, not north-south. I got you. So it's more west. That's good for you, right? Raleigh's more west, right?
If you watch the map, you'll see it starts at Nag's Head over there, and that's where a lot of people get deterred. They think it's. Oh, he's got candy. Sorry, my boyfriend's giving out candy. So if you look at the little dotted line and keep your eye on the line, because he made that map so it would drive you insane, so you don't know where it is. Okay. And it stops somewhere, and then you got to remember that map is really old.
And didn't he say a ghost town? So this is a ghost town in North Carolina? Or am I confusing that with a different?
Oh, he was talking about another cache, which I haven't even looked into. Cool. The only two I've worked on is North Carolina and Pennsylvania. Okay. But I already bowed out on the North Carolina one, and I'm mainly just working on the Woodsy Swamp one, which is really hard and really scary. Okay. But if you guys think about the map and how it's a really old map, and you think of where you would be today, what would you do?
All right. I'm going to email you.
No idea what that means.
Once I look at it, I'll email you, Candy.
I have to look at it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Okay. All right. So, do we want to do anything else before we wrap up? Is there any announcements we need to go through?
Detroit, we're going to be off on Monday. We may have some surprises coming up. You better subscribe is all I'm going to have to say.
Right.
And everybody thinks I sensationalize. Yeah, I do. So get over it. Hitting the subscribe button is not like paying $1 million. Come on, guys. And so you might see some interesting things happening. Is that fair,
You
Mike?
know that me and K-Pro have projects, so there's no show Monday because we're busy doing something, and you guys will hear about it in the future. So that little number in the lower right hand is the subscriber number. So we're at 609. So if everybody could just subscribe and give a thumbs up.
Well, and I want to thank you guys, because literally a week ago we were at 250. So, but the other thing is we have a really interesting guest coming on in about a week. We just talked with him, and gosh, the 5-minute test. Yeah. Oh my God, it turned into 45 minutes.
Something interesting to share. That's for sure. So that'll be Thursday of next week. Yeah.
Thursday of next week. So Monday we're off, Thursday of next week. And I think I'm going to be hitting up. I might do some non-live things or live things here and there because I have a feeling I'm going to be getting into this. What Candy has
K-Pro just went live on Saturday. She said, "Hey, I'm going live," and I said, "Okay, good luck," and she did it. So if you hit subscribe and hit the little bell, you'll be notified whenever we go.
Yeah,
live.
and do you see what Jimmy Fast is saying? Can you squash this rumor, Michael?
The try. Oh, me and you.
Yeah.
That we will be back on the Cowlazars channel. There's no separation. We'd like to build this channel up and have both together. So
yeah. See Jimmy.
It was started out as the Raven's Nest. Now it's the Hint of Riches, and I hope we could have H back on at some time. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
and
it was fun.
Candy can come back.
It was fun.
Tell us all about her stuff she's doing on the Facebook group. So.
Yeah, this is like a fun talk about an adventure. I mean, this is awesome. So I mean,
if you guys want to work on the Woodsy Swamp one with me, and then one of you guys or both of you guys want to go with me to Pennsylvania, I would be down.
Pennsylvania.
Okay, I know.
That would be cool.
I know several searchers for Pennsylvania.
Right.
I can tell you 100%, and I have enough miles. Like, give me 48 hours notice to get my kids situated. Boom.
So Blue Fox is saying, do we need bear spray? Do we need a shotgun? Remember, Blue Fox, he does a skull rating for difficulty. So when you download those PDFs, I'm assuming in the PDF it shows a number of skulls for difficulty. So you kind of make your own decision.
Wait, so what is the Pennsylvania one and what is the North Carolina one?
North Carolina is a 1 skull. So we posted on the forum that it's very easy that your 91-year-old grandma could walk over to it.
Wow.
Similarity with Ben.
I'll go tomorrow. Watch. I'll download it tonight. Let's see if we can come up with something. That'd be awesome.
I have a couple meetings in the morning, but my kids are off at school. I'm not.
You could go.
I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm kind of tied up on Saturday, but I'm not tomorrow. I'm just saying. Depending on how close it is, Raleigh. Think of Raleigh.
Somebody send K-Pro a metal detector. Oh wait, he said a metal detector won't help, right?
I have an awesome metal detector. I have like a waterproof, high-end metal detector. I mean, I'm a treasure hunter. What are you saying, Michael?
Bizarre. Nice. All right, that's awesome. So that would be something if you find it. I mean, that would be so cool. But okay. All right, anything else other than that? Detroit meetup, November 20. I gotta look it up. November 23rd at Leo's Coney Island, because Forrest put out the thing about chili, so obviously that was related to Coney Island.
Absolutely.
Kidding.
He is. No, everyone thinks they're talking to him. No, he's talking to us. 100%. Right. You guys all need to go home and play canasta. No, he's Coney Island, means chili. And did you see Hurricane Michael? He's been in the middle of a hurricane.
There you go.
Michael was in the middle of a hurricane. Forrest, why do you even make it? I mean, you're not even making it fair to others. You're talking directly to us.
Now he's going to do one about candy. Watch.
No, candy. I think Diggin' Gypsy is the closest we can be. I'm not kidding.
So Candy, I know you're busy with this Facebook group, but you're not leaving the Forrest Fenn treasure, are you? Next year, are you still going to be involved?
I actually had someone tonight tell me that I was lying and cheating my way into finding stuff for Fenn, and you guys know I've been working on this for 6 years, and I'm the one in the group. So, I team up with Diggin' Gypsy all the time, and have pretty much the same general solve area, and I went just this summer, and she kept going back. She's on a plane right now out there again.
Oh, I
don't know out there.
Wait, isn't there snow and bad weather right now? That's diehard. Yeah, that's crazy.
But no, I'm never gonna give up on that.
Good.
Ben and his poem will always have my heart.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, so if people are accusing you, that just welcome to the public side of the chase. It happens, and hopefully you just all ignore it. And Diggin' Gypsy, stay safe. Go get it. Get her done.
But be safe. More importantly.
Yeah. Be safe.
But if you could ever put H and Forrest Fenn together, that would be awesome to hear that conversation if they ever talk to each other.
I was thinking about sending him an email and asking him, because I think they would be great to just have an interview with or just hang out with.
Well, I hope Forrest Fenn watched this video. I did send him the link and say it's a different treasure hunt this time, but here it is if you want to watch it. So I think he's interested in other things going on. He knows you, so I know he watched it, because you're on. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully we'll see. And you know what? This one having so many different factors and then scaling up and all that, this might be, the new hunt, especially during the off seasons where these are a little bit more attainable than 1,000 years. So it's just different. So this could be like when you're ready for your dinner, you eat dinner. When you're ready for your dessert, you eat your dessert. I don't know which one's which. I'm not going to say. But yeah, it could be totally different. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, I will say one thing. I can't tread I have to tread carefully because he would kill me and a lot of people would kill me. But the one that he's leading up to with the books,
yeah,
it's going to be big. And I feel like you guys might even say it might have Fenn's treasure give a run for its money. Maybe.
Oh, wow. And this is the one in Pennsylvania, right? Why has it got to be so far away?
So
that's awesome.
It's not. What are you talking about? It's not far. That's
for
40.
You.
That's an
Well, I mean, you know, I wish
who
it was
came out for the Las Vegas one and brought it home? You went day after day. I brought it home. You solve it. I'll go get it.
If
We're a
this treasure hunt is
team.
that big, then yes, I would make the trip to Pennsylvania for sure.
There's no INT, Michael. There's no INT.
Another really cool thing too that H just posted on the forum today. He said that you know the song "The Devil Went Down to Georgia" for Charlie.
Looking for a soda steal. He was in a bind. He was
a violin, and he's gonna plate it in gold, and it's gonna be part of one of the caches you can find based on that writing it. And then he has another one that he's doing for the Freemasons and the Knights Templar.
Oh, cool!
Nice.
All right, these stories sound pretty awesome behind the cache. The stories themselves sound pretty cool. And is there any idea of a release date for this big one? Is it like next summer or?
I think in regards to Gallows Harbor, he was talking about once he, hides the cache, then he can fine tune the clues in the book, and then he could put that one out. But I believe that one is going to be, you have to buy that book. But I'll just, make sure with him. But I do know that he's going to put clues in there, and it's going to be a hard one, but it's going to be well worth your effort.
Cool. Okay.
Nice.
Gallows Harbor, Pennsylvania. Huh? I'm gonna look it up right now. Where's that
at? It's scary.
Is it outside of Philly or what? It is by Clearfield. Oh, it's by where he lives. He says he's from Du Bois, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in that area. Okay, Emmerickville. I see Clearfield. I see Lumber City. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, how far from an international airport is what I?
Yeah, where's Philadelphia? Oh, it is a ways from Philadelphia, but Harrisburg. Yeah, I don't know. All right, or maybe go into Ohio, Youngstown, Cleveland. Brian probably get over there from Ohio, so that's awesome. When that comes out, that'll be one we should do a show on for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Candy. That was awesome. And say thank you to H. I'll send him an email and thank him. And yeah, just getting the word out. Blue Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just reading some of the chat. All right.
Yeah. No, they've gone ornery. They've gone ornery. All good things, but they've gone ornery. So you'll be able to go back and see all of the ornery comments, and this is the fun. If you have questions, if you have thoughts, put them in the comment box, and Candy will be able to see them. H will be able to see them. I always try to respond to as many as I can, except if they're really ornery, and I try to ignore them.
Yeah.
And then if they're really, really ornery, that's what we have the delete button for. And so don't get, no, but so if you do have questions, let us know. And we'll make sure to put in the description, we meaning Mike, will put in the description all the pertinent information so you guys can have some treasure to go hunt for. So Andy, you rock.
The Facebook group one more time, but you guys should already have joined at this point, in my opinion, because they are doing
to recruit one of you guys to help be an admin over there.
Yeah, let me know. I mean, I'll help whatever I can, but yeah, I'll invite a couple people right now. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. I just invited 3. So this is
I
the
invited
Facebook
like
group.
1,400. I'm so
That's awesome.
I
So there's
did.
the Facebook group. I put it in
I
the
just
chat.
went through, and I do have to say, I think I invited a lot of Forrest friends and things. So.
Let's fucking go.
15:30.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's all fun. Yeah. Just hit no if you don't want to join. But why wouldn't you want to? Free treasure hunt. And this is my treasure hunting Facebook. I don't have a personal Facebook. It's all my crazy treasure hunting friends. So.
But I also think it helps with the Forrest Fenn hunt. In other words, how does H design his clues to take you to a spot? how do you compare that to the poem of Forrest Fenn? You know what I mean? I want to kind of see how
Yeah.
the similarities.
Well,
and
let
the
me play
differences
devil's
go.
advocate. Oh, one that you can actually find, and it actually has some fun things that you could get an emerald in the. I mean, did you see Candy when she got her stuff? She's like,
Right.
oh my God. Wouldn't it be awesome to have that? Even if it's not $1 million, if it's something that would rejuvenate you
1,000
to.
coins? I don't care what the coins are. Just to have 1,000 of them
No,
and to
but
go
like
through
even
each
if it's
one,
just
that would be
one,
awesome.
I
Yeah.
would think that. I mean, everybody needs the reboot to. Oh, another season of not finding the Forrest Fenn treasure. Love the Forrest Fenn treasure, but this is like different because it's attainable.
And sometimes you need to take a break.
Yes. Yep. I like it. I like it. I love it. This is awesome. Devil went down to Georgia. Right there. My brother and I used to do a whole little thing back and forth, and he would do the one. He was the devil. Got me written all over it.
All right.
There you go.
All right, thanks for coming on, Candy. It was a lot of fun. I think
Yes.
you got the word out, and it's awesome what you're doing in the Facebook group. And yeah, we look forward to some treasure hunts. And
If you like Candy, you're going to thumbs up this video, people. We always get thumbs down. It's not you, Candy. But thumbs up the video if you like Candy and treasure hunts and free stuff. Free treasure. There you go.
and thumbs up for the costumes, too. All right.
Gypsy. I'm a gypsy soul.
All right, everybody. No show on Monday because me and
show
April
Monday.
are busy with a top secret mission project, whatever. But we will be back Thursday, and we'll be back with Forrest Fenn Hunter. So
and there might be poker involved. So if you want to subscribe to the Chasing Poker channel, you might see us this week related to the poker channel, because poker is a place to get your mind off of treasure hunting and get a big old treasure called jackpot, baby. I'm gonna win a tournament this weekend. Boom.
And notice I didn't say we weren't going to go live Monday. I said there wasn't going to be a show Monday. So you might want to subscribe because you never know. We might go live over the weekend.
And on Chasing Poker.
All right. All right, Candy, anything to say before we go?
Not really. Just if you guys are still wanting to, know about the points and everything, look at the links I sent. And there's an event I posted, an announcement event that gives you the puzzle that can win you points to help with the giveaway. But either way, it's been so awesome being on your guys' show. I've been a huge fan ever since I got into the Fenn thing. So I was totally fangirling when you guys asked me.
Cool. That's awesome. All right. Thank you to Candy. Thank you to H. Charles Beil, right? H. Charles Beil, the treasure man. And we'll see you next time on a future show. Thanks, everybody. See ya.
Bye.